Can you talk to us a little bit about the scrimmage coach and how their performance stood out to you?
I was pleased. You know, we took care of the ball pretty well for an early season scrimmage. We didn't turn the ball over much, which I think is important. You know, the Orange team, the guys that are I guess would be the starters per se, or played very clean basketball. It's something we've talked about, is taking care of the ball, trying to get quality shots. I think we're passing the ball a little bit better, which is good. Ron certainly is an outstanding player for us, and a guy who you can watch him play and the game is slowing down for him. He's making more better decisions and certainly playing the game with confidence. I thought Dante played well. He's really an important piece to this team. You know, his development from freshman year to sophomore year, he's a very talented player and a guy who can score at all three levels. He can score at the rim, he can score mid-range, he can make some threes. And he has the size now and the physical tools that you need in terms of putting on 10 or 12 pounds to really help him be a better player mid-range and around the rim, not just as an offensive player, but as a defender and rebounder. I think that's important for us. We had some good play from guys like Sidi Jete. I thought Sidi is a guy who in the first 9 practices has shown that he understands what we're doing and is more aggressive. He brings a ruggedness and a toughness that you really need on the interior, and he's an excellent rebounder. I mean, he really rebounds per minute at a very high level, and that's something that is a little bit of a concern for this team. So I was pleased with him. Avery Holmes and Jordan Roper, good to see those guys out there playing. Roper's got good speed and it's going to bounce around between the 1 and the 2, and a guy that is versatile that way, can help you in some different things. Certainly as a guy who can make shots. Neither one of those guys made a lot of shots yesterday, but they did take care of the ball and played at a great pace. So I'm pleased with where we are. You know, 9 practices in, there's a long way to go, but I do feel like our team is hungry and very enthusiastic right now.
Is the point guard position going to look dramatically different with the guys you're looking at right now? Because Rod was such a grinder and a hard-nosed defensive guy. It seems like you have a chance to be more dynamic offensively.
Yeah, I think we have a chance to be a little more dynamic. There are times I don't think Rod got credit enough for, his ability to make big plays, big driving shots around the rim, drives into the paint. He even had a few games where he had some big scoring, games. It wasn't his nature to do that, and I think Avery and Jordan are both guys that are more offensive minded, so that'll put a little more pressure on the other team's defense initially. But Rod's, big game shot making and attacking the basket late clock and times, that'll be something we're going to have to figure out, and how we're going to do that, who's going to do that. Will those guys do that as much as he did?
Was Rod a better fit for the style you like to play maybe than the guys you're trying to get worked into that system?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think, at all. I think Rod was a guy that was just kind of, was like your favorite pair of shoes. He's just one of those guys that just did what you needed him to do. You could count on him. He made you feel comfortable. I think there were times that he probably played too many minutes. Some of that's probably my fault, and some of it is, not having enough confidence in other guys to do that. And so, we didn't play as fast as I would like to play. I would like to play a little bit faster. Now, we're not going to play as fast as the fastest teams in our league. I don't know that gives us the best chance to win. I think we have to be opportunistic. I think there are times we need to play with great pace and push. Then I think there are other times we have to, we got to run the ball. And we got to get a first down running the ball and using the clock. We've got to figure out ways to play different kinds of styles to win. But initially, we need to be better pushing the ball, and that's something we're working on.
You harped in previous years how you never had your returning scorer back. You finally got him.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's one of the most unique things about my time here at Clemson is not. It's my 6th year for the first time. We've got a guy that we know is a double-figure scorer coming back that led us in scoring, and that makes you feel good. Certainly yesterday in the scrimmage, he led us in scoring again. He's just it gives you a place to start offensively and something you kind of know, and then you can get better at some other things. You can look at other guys and what they're going to do, and it gives you poise and confidence, I think, going into a season to know that we've got a proven scorer back, a guy that that everybody on the team knows is kind of the guy that has led us in scoring, and you know, I would think he would again this year, although there's some other guys. Certainly Dante Grantham could have a big season, but it helps to know that you have a little more firepower initially.
In addition to the score, it sounds like Jerron during the offseason has sort of grabbed everybody by the throat, like, we're not going to accept.
Yeah, I think he has. I also think Landry Noko has. I think Landry Noko is a guy as well. Both those guys are guys that have a sense of urgency. You know, Jerron has always been an extremely hard worker, one of the hardest workers, you know, I've coached. He's in the gym all the time, bringing guys with him, and preaches to guys, you know, about being their best and giving their best and those kinds of things. And Landry's more of that positive energy guy. He's a guy that, you know, great teammate, a guy that will give good advice to players, but also comes to practice with a spirit and an energy level that you need and is hard to coach. You just have to find guys that have that. It's an innate ability of his. It's one of the things that makes him a great teammate. It's one of the reasons why I love coaching. And I think those two guys together give us good leadership.
You mentioned being hungry. How much of the way last year ended does that fuel your guys going into this year? You
know, it does. Last year didn't end the way we wanted it to. We played some really good basketball there, you know, in the middle of the ACC season, and you know, fizzled a little bit down the stretch. That Notre Dame loss took a lot out of our guys, especially probably my two seniors. I think those guys, you know, we had a little bit of a hard time rallying back and didn't play as well as we would have liked in a couple games. And I hope that's motivated everybody. It certainly, you know, has me excited and anxious about this season. I think, you know, the older guys in our program certainly feel the same way.